From a small immigrant family business to controlling the largest telecommunications empire in Latin America, the Slim family built one of the most powerful corporate dynasties in the modern world. This is the story of how one family came to dominate Mexico's telecom market and how their influence expanded far beyond it. The story begins in the late 19th century. In 1902, Julian Slim Haddad, a Lebanese immigrant, arrived in Mexico seeking opportunity. Like many immigrants of the era, he started small, opening a dry goods store in Mexico City. He taught his children discipline, accounting, and the value of reinvesting profits. One of those children, Carlos Slim Helu, would later become one of the richest men on earth. Carlos Slim was born in 1940 in Mexico City. From an early age, he showed a deep understanding of business and numbers. By the time he was a teenager, he was already investing in stocks and keeping detailed financial notebooks. He studied civil engineering at the National Autonomous University of Mexico, but his passion was always investing. During the economic crises of the 1980s in Mexico, many businesses were struggling. Inflation was high, the peso was unstable, investors were pulling out. But Carlos Slim saw opportunity where others saw collapse. He began acquiring undervalued companies across industries: construction, retail, mining, manufacturing. This growing conglomerate became known as Grupo Carso. But the turning point came in 1990. That year, the Mexican government privatized its national telecom company, Telmex, short for Teléfonos de México. The state-owned monopoly controlled nearly all landline communications in the country. In a controversial privatization deal, Carlos Slim, along with international partners, acquired a controlling stake in Telmex. At the time, Mexico's telecom infrastructure was outdated. Phone lines were limited, service was slow, waiting years for a landline installation was common. Slim invested heavily in modernization. Digital switching systems were introduced. Infrastructure expanded nationwide. Within a decade, Telmex had become highly profitable and technologically advanced. However, as Mexico transitioned into the mobile era, another opportunity emerged. In 2000, Slim spun off Telmex's wireless division into a new company, América Móvil. This move would change everything. América Móvil aggressively expanded across Latin America, acquiring telecom companies in Brazil, Colombia, Argentina, and beyond. Its flagship brand in Mexico, Telcel, rapidly dominated the mobile market. Over time, América Móvil grew into the largest telecommunications company in Latin America, serving hundreds of millions of customers across more than a dozen countries. At its peak, Carlos Slim became the richest person in the world, surpassing even Bill Gates for several years between 2010 and 2013. His fortune was largely tied to América Móvil's explosive growth and near dominance in Mexico's telecom industry. Today, América Móvil controls a massive share of Mexico's mobile phone market and maintains strong influence in broadband and fixed-line services. Through Telmex and Telcel, the Slim family's business empire touches nearly every aspect of Mexican communication infrastructure. But dominance brings scrutiny. For years, regulators and competitors argued that América Móvil held excessive market power. Critics claimed high consumer prices and limited competition were the result of telecom concentration. In response, Mexico passed sweeping telecom reforms in 2013 aimed at increasing competition. América Móvil was officially designated a preponderant economic agent, meaning it controlled more than 50% of the sector, triggering special regulatory obligations. Slim responded strategically. Rather than retreat, América Móvil adjusted pricing models, infrastructure sharing policies, and investment strategies to comply while maintaining scale advantages. Even after reforms, the company remained dominant. The Slim family's influence extends beyond telecom. Through Grupo Carso and other holdings, the family has investments in infrastructure, retail, energy, real estate, and finance. Carlos Slim also holds significant stakes in international companies and media organizations. His investment philosophy has always emphasized patience, value buying, and long-term control rather than short-term speculation. Despite immense wealth, Slim is known for relatively modest personal habits. He has often spoken against excessive corporate debt and speculative bubbles. His strategy is simple but powerful: buy undervalued assets during crises, improve efficiency, hold for decades. Today, leadership responsibilities are gradually transitioning to the next generation. Carlos Slim's sons, Carlos Slim Damat, Marco Antonio Slim, and Patrick Slim, hold executive positions across the family's corporate empire, ensuring continuity of control. The Slim family's dominance of Mexico's telecom market represents more than just business success. It reflects how privatization, economic reform, and strategic acquisition can reshape an entire national industry. From one immigrant shopkeeper to a telecommunications empire serving hundreds of millions, the rise of the Slim dynasty mirrors Mexico's own economic transformation. Yet debates continue. Is market dominance a reward for bold investment and risk-taking, or does it limit innovation and competition? The answer depends on perspective. What is undeniable is this: through Telmex and América Móvil, the Slim family built one of the most powerful telecom empires in the Western Hemisphere, influencing how millions connect, communicate, and access information every day. From a small shop in Mexico City to controlling the largest telecom network in Latin America, the Slim family story is one of timing, discipline, and strategic vision. In the world of global billionaires, few empires are as deeply embedded into a national infrastructure as the telecom empire built by Carlos Slim. And in Mexico, when a phone rings or data flows across a mobile network, chances are the Slim legacy is behind it.